Okay, so I hit record. We are recording. Welcome, guys. Thanks so much for hopping on. I know taking 30 minutes out of your time is not easy, but this is so beneficial. And tonight we have Jen. She is a diamond coach on our team and is seriously my backbone. I don't know. I think I would be crazy if it wasn't for her. She just keeps me sane and grounded. And so I'm really excited for her to be talking tonight. And we're just going to go ahead and get right to it. So go ahead, Jen.
All right. Oh, someone's asking for the code. Hold on. Let me enter that code in real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. I should probably be checking to see.
All right. Okay. Well, I am talking about one of the topics that I am very passionate about, which is positivity. And I think one of the things that can make you successful as a coach and pretty much in life in general is having a positive attitude in your mindset. So I think it's so important. And this is one of the things like I want my personal team to be known for is their mindset and their positivity. And I don't know if any of you have a word for the year, but I remember one of my trainings, I was encouraged to have a word for the year. And my word for this year is mindset. So that's like what I'm focused on. And I've always thought of myself as a really positive person. I come from a really positive family, but I'm doing a lot of training on it too. And even if you don't think of yourself as being positive or an optimistic person, you can change that attitude, something you can change, and it'll play a huge role in your business. So it's kind of important to work on. So I'm basing most of what I'm talking about today on one of my books I really, really like. Let me see if I can hold it up. This one is by Jeffrey Gitomer. It's called The Little Gold Book of Yes Attitude. And he says in it, if you don't naturally have a positive attitude, it's hard to know what that positive feeling feels like and how to get it. So he says, think of a time in your life or a couple times where, like, say you won a competition or got first place in a sporting event, or you got an acceptance letter to college, you had your baby, one of those moments that like made you want to throw up your hands in the air and yell yes really loud. He said that's what positivity feels like. It's that yes excitement, that I can conquer anything excitement. And he said that's what you want to train yourself to have in your business and in your life. It's a yes attitude. So it's kind of a different way of thinking of positivity. So I made some little slides here. We'll see if I can technically get you to see them because I need a technical assistant, I think. Share. All right, do you see them?
Yes.
Okay. So how to have a yes attitude, that's kind of what it's about. So I have a little quote here. Positive attitude has nothing to do with what happens to you. It's what you do with and how you react to what happens to you. So basically negative situations are going to happen to you. Negative people are going to happen to you. And really there's nothing you can do to control that. It's just going to happen. That's just part of life. So what you can control is how you and how your attitude is to them. And this picture reminds me of my family. Like I said, I come from a really positive family. We went on lots of vacations, and I can guarantee almost every vacation we were going to break down on the way because we bought cars when they were at 100,000 miles. So we always broke down, and most families would probably get mad or stressed out or get angry and fight, and my family would laugh. We'd all get out, all of us kids, just like in this picture, and start pushing the car, and we thought it was hilarious. We would be laughing. So we'd push it somewhere. We'd set up a picnic in the grass while my dad worked on the car. It became a big fun adventure, and that's half of the memories of my vacations. But that is, in my family, that's what every situation turned out like. So no matter how bad the situation seemed, we laughed about it and had fun and made it an adventure. And so that's kind of what this is about. You can control how you react to it, and you can kind of control the positivity of a situation. So kind of how I relate this to Beachbody, because we want to bring it back to our business, is you're going to have negative things happen in business. You're going to have negative conversations and negative people. So like one example, when I first started as a coach, someone would ask me about the shakes, and I would tell them the price when they ask, and they'd be like, oh, that's way too expensive. That's a lot of money. And I would say, yeah, I know it is a lot of money. Well, when I do that, I am bringing a negative response to a negative someone gave me a negative response and I gave them a negative response back. So it's just still a negative situation. So now I've learned always come back with a positive reaction. So if someone says the shakes are too expensive, I'll say, well, I used to think they were too expensive, but now I realize I don't have to buy my probiotics anymore. I don't have to buy breakfast. It replaces my breakfast. And I feel so much energy and so much better that it is worth so much more than that money. So I change it into something positive. Same thing, I had a customer that messaged me and was frustrated and upset because they got the wrong order, they got the wrong workout, they wanted to start that Monday and now they can't start. So instead of going back and saying, I'm sorry, that sucks, I'm sorry, according to Jeffrey Gitomer, is a negative word. So unless you push someone down and knock them over, then you kind of have to say, I'm sorry. But if someone comes to you like that, don't use the word, I'm sorry. He says instead, say, well, thank you for bringing it to my attention. This is something we can fix. So turn it around positive. Say, I'll live chat, we'll get it fixed for you. You can get right on Beachbody On Demand and start your workouts right away. And a lot of times Beachbody sends you something free if they mess up your order. So that's an extra bonus. So then you've turned around to something positive. So that's just a way to think about when you have any negative situations or negative conversations going on, figure out a way to switch it around and end it on something positive. Oh, let's see, I'll go on to my next slide. Oh, this is the fun part. Get your pens and pencils out and your paper. We're gonna take a test and I'm gonna kind of go through it quickly. So be ready and be listening. So what you'll do on the top of your paper is write part 1, and this is gonna tell us how positive you are. Some people kind of are naturally more positive, some people aren't. We all need to work on it. So write part 1, and then I'm gonna have you number 1 through 9 for part 1. I'm gonna read the question, and you're gonna use this little key here to answer the question. So does everybody see the key? Does anybody not see it? If you don't see it, unmute yourself and let me know because I can't see you. All right, so 1 is all the time or daily, 2 is frequently, 3 sometimes, 4 rarely, 5 never. So just rate yourself as we go through. All right, the first question is number 1, I watch the news. Rate yourself on that one. Number 2, I talk about the news. Number 3, I am affected by or talk about bad weather. Ooh, that one I definitely do. Number 4, I am mad at someone for more than 1 hour. Number 5, when something goes wrong, I blame others. And be honest with yourself. You don't have to share your results. Number 6, when something goes wrong, I dwell on self-blame. Number 7, I bring my problems to work. Number 8, I talk about my problems at work. And this could be your outside the home job. This could be your Beachbody job, whatever your work is. And number 9, I take my work problems home. So add those up. If you missed one, unmute yourself and let me know. I'll reread it because I went through them kind of fast. Does anybody need a calculator yet? I probably would. And then after that, you're going to write part 2. This one's even longer, so I'll go through them kind of quickly, so be ready. I think there's like 18, 20 questions on this one. So part 2, the key has changed, so make sure you look at the key closely because now 1 is never and 5 is all the time. All right, you ready? Number 1, I am an enthusiastic person. Rate yourself with this new key. Number 2, I am happy on the inside. Number 3, I look for the good in things. Number 4, I usually talk about the good in things. Number 5, I say why I like things in people, not why I don't. Number 6, I look for the opportunity when something bad happens. Number 7, I forgive people who have hurt or offended me. Number 8, if I have nothing nice to say, I say nothing. I tell my kids to do that all the time. Number 9, I encourage myself. That's kind of a tough one. All right, halfway through. Number 10, I use positive attitude language and avoid words like can't and won't. Number 11, I have a positive self-image. Number 12, I exercise choices that build my positive attitude. 13, I help others without expectation or measuring. 14, I am more motivated to help people than I am to make money. 15, I often encourage others to succeed. We should all be pretty good at that one. 17, I am happy about myself and my life. We're almost done. 18, I work on my attitude every day. 19, I listen to attitude audio tapes and I attend seminars. This one can count for at least a rarely, right? Or sometimes. 19, I ignore people who try to discourage me or tell me you can't. 20, I count my blessings every day. And the last one, 21, I believe in myself. Add them up. Let me know if you missed any, because I went through them kind of fast. I'll give you a minute to add them up. And I can post these. I'll post these or make a file of them so you guys can look at them. If you missed any of it or hopped on late. Okay, everybody got their adding done? So this is what it means. Do you have a positive attitude? If you scored 135 to 150, you've got a positive attitude. You are the greatest because you think you are. And Jeffrey Gitomer says it's good to think positive about yourself because that's the only way you can be positive to other people. 120 to 134, if you scored that, you've got a good attitude and understand what it will take to improve, go for the goal. If you scored 75 to 119, you're in the big club of people who think they have a positive attitude but don't. You're in need of skill building help and must actively work on attitude exercises every day. If you scored 50 to 74, you've got a negative attitude. You should read several books on attitude. You need to change your work and personal habits as part of your skill building, but don't give up. And last, if you scored 49 or less, you have to work twice as hard as that previous group. So just a little fun thing to see how your attitude is at this time. And if you did score yourself in any of the never, rarely, or sometimes, those are ones to circle and go back and look because those are probably your weak points and those are parts that you can improve on and work on. And so I'll post that file so that you can look at what questions match up and which ones you scored lower on, and then you can improve on it. All right. Oh, the definition. What's the definition of a positive attitude? It's the way you dedicate yourself to the way you think. And the problem with this is it's also the definition of a negative attitude. They have the exact same definition. So you get to determine how you're going to dedicate yourself to thinking. So you need to decide that you want to make yourself a positive person, make yourself think positive, and that's the only way you can make it happen. Now, what are the benefits? Why do we need a positive attitude? One, people are attracted to other people or not attracted to other people based on their attitude. And obviously in this business, we need to attract people because that's how we're going to increase our social network and how we're going to get people on board. So being positive is just going to attract all that many more people, and they're going to want to pay attention to you and want to follow you. It's contagious. You can give it to others. So if you're being positive, other people are going to start feeling positive and acting that way. It takes more energy to be negative. It takes about twice as much energy to be negative as it does to be positive. And they say that negative energy and thoughts blocks positive thoughts and creative thinking. And I don't know, I think we're all females on here, but that time of month when I'm PMSing and I have all this negative energy and Elise and I have talked about this before, I just feel negative about everything. There's no creativity. I can't come up with something to post. I can't come up with any business ideas. I feel like I'm not meant for this. And I know it's temporary, and I know it's just because I have that negative attitude, but it's amazing how it just blocks all the positivity and all the creativity out of you. So I remind myself, this is temporary. I'll get through this. I need to just do some extra personal development that week, and it helps me get through that week. And the last one is it increases your outcome. If you focus on positivity, positive results will follow. If you focus on negativity, your results will be negative. So obviously what you set your mind on and what you focus on is probably going to be what happens. All right, so now we want to apply this to our business. So these are just some tips. Don't focus on what can't get done. Focus on what you can do. So don't think to yourself, I can't get a response to my post. I can't get a hold of this person that told me they were going to buy a challenge pack yesterday, and now they're not responding back. I can't hit Success Club this month. I don't have enough time for this business. I'm doing the best I can. Those are all kind of negative undertones. So focusing on that negative will probably end up giving you negative results. So focus on what you can do. If you can't get a hold of somebody, message them one more time and then move on to somebody else, and focus on the things you can control and that you can change. Stop blaming circumstances for your situation and stop blaming other people. So don't say, well, all my friends just want quick fixes to get healthy and they won't buy from me. Quit blaming them, quit blaming your circumstance, and focus on changing that path and changing the situation. Change what you can. Know your customer better. So I know that I am probably more likely to draw in moms who are busy with their kids. They don't have time to do workouts. They don't have money because they're putting all their money towards their kids. So I know this going into it, and I have a response to give them when they start bringing up those worries to me. So know who your customer is. Be persistent until you get an answer. Go for the no. This doesn't mean message someone 5 times in a row asking why they haven't joined a challenge pack. We don't want to be annoying, but be persistent on social media. Keep posting. And if you don't get any responses to one, that doesn't mean you stop. You keep going, and you keep messaging and inviting people. If someone says no, then you go to the next person. You need to get at least 10 no's, they say, for every yes. So if you don't go for those no's, you'll never get to the yes. The next one, talk to a friend, not a customer. So talk to people as if you are their friend. I mean, build a true relationship with these people. That's what this business is about, is increasing our social network. And if you're not actually building positive relationships with them, they are going to think they're just a sale to you. And we don't want that. I love that I'm branching out and talking to people I haven't talked to forever and making that relationship, even if it never turns into a customer or a business thing. Next one, work on your skills every day, which is your personal development. We all know we need to do that. Become solution oriented. So spend time working on the solution instead of griping about the problem. Think before you talk. When someone is having a conversation with you, before you say something, think, what could you say to create a more positive impression? And I like this little picture here because I feel like there's so much negativity in the world. There's so much negativity on the news and on social media that one real positive person is going to stand out. So if you want to stand out, you got to change the way you're posting and change your attitude and the way you're having conversations with people and be positive. And then you're going to stand out and you're going to be remembered by them. Okay, so this little quote by Henry Ford: if you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right. So you become what you think you are. So you have to make a decision to think the way you want to become and think positive. And probably 99% of the things that negatively influence us aren't really a big deal. They seem like a big deal at the moment they happen, but if you put them in perspective, they're not a big deal. So say someone said the 1 month I was at SC4, that night someone said, yes, I'm buying a challenge pack. I was going to get SC5 the next day. I woke up the next morning all excited to get Success Club, and they never bought it. And I was devastated. I'm like, oh, that's my 1 month I didn't hit Success Club. And I could have thought negatively about that all day and let it bring me down. But when you put it in perspective of my year-long business, I mean, I'm not a year, but if I at the end of the year, look back, that's not going to make that big of a difference. It's just one little thing, and I have to forget about it and move on. There's going to be lots of those little negative influences, but try to put them in perspective and realize they're probably not a big deal in the whole realm of what life and in your business. All right, let me look at my little book here. So these are just some tips on how to bust that negative attitude if you tend to get that negative attitude. Looking at material things as replaceable things. Anything funny. If you can laugh about something, I may have a crazy, awful day and I'll post it on social media, but I'll turn it around and make it humorous, because sometimes I just laugh when things go wrong and crazy in my life, because that's what my family trained me to do. And then it makes you feel better. Personal meditation is good to bust negative attitudes. Taking a walk, personal positive self-talk. If you are not a naturally positive person, get up in the morning, force yourself to look in the mirror and say, I am great, I'm going to have a great day, and start yourself with positive talk. Eventually you'll start believing it. Helping others without expectation, or doing random acts of kindness, always help bust negative attitude. Focus on those small daily successes that you do. Hang around successful people. Anything inspirational and motivational, so that's a lot of your personal development. Killing people with kindness, especially when I have really negative people, I love to kill them with kindness. And I've learned this as a therapist too, because we get some grumpy people in therapy, and you just go in there and you kill them with kindness, and sometimes they just can't help but smile and become a little more positive. And then do something that you have a passion for, and that's going to obviously help get rid of that negative attitude and that negative feeling. Okay, so next slide. Start with your actions to make yourself more positive. Be nice, be kind. We all know we need to do that. Smile. It's crazy if you smile at someone. It just starts that positivity and that positive vibe right away. Make friends. So don't just reach out to people for sales. We are making friends and building relationships. Say nice things to people. These are easy enough things to do, but they just create that positive vibe. Praise others. That's a big one, especially if you're a coach and you have a coaching team. Let them know when they're doing a good job. Take responsibility. Same thing as don't blame other people. And be proud of your little successes and your accomplishments. So those are just some simple, these are simple steps to start with. This is looking at your language. So change your language. Like I said earlier, don't say I'm sorry unless you bump someone and knock them over. Don't start a sentence with I'm sorry, because it gives that negative tone. So you're going to have some issues come up in life and in your business. And start with something else. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, or no problem, we can get this fixed. That's my favorite problem. This is what we can do. I think we can solve. And anytime you have a conversation that's starting, or someone's asking you about something, make it all positive. Think about the words you're using. I think I can help. Cool. Consider it done. Even when I have something super disappointing, like I'm messaging someone, they're like, oh, I just started Advocare, or it works. I could be like, oh, okay, never mind. But I don't. I say, cool. I'm like, let me know how it works for you. Tell me more about it. I don't know much about it. I mean, I keep going in a positive manner and engage your conversation. And then I don't even leave it like that. A couple weeks later, I message them again and say, how's your Advocare working? How do you like it? And I ask them about it so that they know that I truly care and it's a positive relationship. Maybe they'll get sick of the Advocare and become a Beachbody coach. You never know. But even if they don't, I'm keeping that relationship positive. Oh, this is my favorite. Get rid of the pukers. People who tell you you're crazy are known as pukers. Their job is to make you feel stupid, inadequate, or incapable of making good judgments. Pukers are people to avoid at all costs. And let me find my little paperwork of how to avoid or how to get rid of the pukers. Oh, let's see. I lost my spot. I don't think I put it on the next slide now. I'll find it, don't worry. There they are. Okay, so pukers. Oh, pukers. Think about why you started Beachbody. It's something you really like to do and thought it would be fun. The opportunity was fantastic. You thought you could make a little bit of money. You want to be a leader. You thought you could get closer to your dreams. Pukers are the ones that come to you after you've started something like this and they say, you should get a real job. They share examples of other people they've known that have done these at-home businesses and failed. They ridicule your judgment. They make fun of your imagined outcome. They tell you that you're sure to lose your money and fail miserably. Those are pukers. And the main reason they usually puke on you is because of their own limited self-image or their own low self-esteem. They're jealous, they're envious, or they're just ignorant or just have a bad attitude. But you'll definitely have those pukers in life. And the reality is their attitude is bad and they're cynical. And it's just why wouldn't they just encourage you and support you? But some people are like that. So how do you get rid of the pukers or don't let it affect you? Your first inclination is to puke back, but don't go to that level. Part ways with positive words. So say, you might be right. I'll keep you posted with my progress. And by the way, if it starts to pay off, when do you want me to give you the chance to get involved? Or be cool and just lead by example. If you tell people what you're going to do, go full force at it. Prove them wrong. Change your environment and the people you're hanging out with so that you're hanging out with people that are going to support you and encourage you and not pull you down or say this isn't going to work. I know when I first signed up as Beachbody coach, I had people say, oh no, I'm going to unfriend you on Facebook. Well, that's not giving me much support. So hang around with those people that really support you. And then don't even talk about what you're doing, just do it and prove to them that you're going to be successful. And that will really get rid of the pukers. So last, this is my favorite thing to start with positivity. Just laugh and smile. If anything, just start with that. Start laughing more at situations and smile more often. One of my biggest fears when I first started as a Beachbody coach was I never really posted on social media except once in a while I posted pictures of my kids. And I really did not want to be annoying and annoy people and have people unfriend me on Facebook and not want to see my posts and judge me. I was so fearful of that, but I just started posting anyway, and I made sure to make everything positive. And I have so many people every day message me and come up to me and say, thank you for being so inspirational on Facebook and for motivating me and for always posting such positive posts. And it just blows me away because I'm expecting them to come up and make fun of me or say they're annoyed by me, and they don't. They do the opposite. And I think it's because I'm trying to keep everything positive and happy and give something to people. So that is all I have about positivity, and I encourage you to get this book because I love it. That's it.
Yay. Okay. I needed that so bad. That was so good. First of all, I'm getting that book because I feel like I do struggle with positivity. I work hard at it, but it's a struggle still. And I want to get to that point where I don't have to work hard to be positive. You know what I mean? So that was really awesome. I think the thing that stood out to me the most is how when you said positivity stands out, and how, I mean, I will go through my news feed and everything is negative and making fun of someone or, you know, just a negative situation happening in someone's life. And the thing that makes me stop scrolling are the positive ones, the ones that make me laugh, the ones that are looking on the bright side of things. And so if we can be that to somebody, not only is that going to make, you know, us stand out as a coach, but it's going to make us stand out as a person and what we're really trying to portray. And that is positivity, changing your life, you know, becoming not just the boss of a business, but like the boss of your life. So I love that. Thank you so much for talking about this. I think this is a long time coming. I wish we had talked about this sooner.
I don't think I'm positive 100% of the time.
I don't know.
I try to be, but I'm not 100% of the time.
Pretty positive. Does anybody have any questions for Jen? Yeah.
What was that book again?
Are you going to be able to post your slide as a file?
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
The book is Jeffrey Gitomer's Little Gold Book of Yes Attitude. I got it off Amazon. It was pretty cheap, I think. But I can post a picture of it on our team page. And then I can post that quiz if you want to go back and look at the questions that you scored lower on to see where you can improve on. And there's so much more information in here. It's such an easy read, but it's a good one.
And I think Brittany was asking if you can also post all the slides.
Yeah. Yes, I should be able to do that. Mm-hmm.
Great. Awesome. Anybody else? No? Well, thanks for hopping on again, Jen. Thank you so much. I think that's really going to benefit us all if we put it into action and try to improve our positivity. But I hope you'll have a good night, and we